Okay, class, as we were talking about the other day, post-colonialism has the impact of generalizing large areas and generalizing people to fit certain stereotypes. That's why in this class we ask you to not just have one perspective on the world, rather learn the perspectives of people from different parts of the world, so you can see what's true and what's not true about the stereotypes you perceive. And that leads to the fathers of post-colonial studies, we can say are Frantz Fanon and Edward Said. I'm pretty sure they mentioned Edward Said in your other class. So let's talk about Frantz Fanon a little bit. I'll tell you guys, and you can take notes. Frantz Fanon, he was born in the French colony of Martinique in 1925, and he went to World War II to fight for the French forces. And after World War II, he stayed in France, and that's where he discovered that there was a lot of racism in France, and which led him to write an essay for the discrimination of blacks. So Frantz Fanon, he advocated ethical commitment to the equal right of every human being so that they can have human dignity recognized by others. Important issues in post-colonial times that we can study are the media representations, language, nationalism, globalization, race and class, and the colonizer versus the colonized. Which leads me to the book Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, who aims to clear any Western stereotypes about Africa by showing them how lively the equal people are and how very culturally enriched they were before colonists arrived. Yes, Chelsea?
How would you correlate Things Fall Apart to the idea of Orientalism that Said, I think his name said?
We can say that Chinua Achebe has the same intentions as Edward Said, which Edward Said's book pretty much cleared any stereotypes that people had about Middle Easterners. Mm-hmm. And what Chinua Achebe is trying to do is clear any stereotypes that people have about Africa by showing how the culture, how it was before colonists arrived, and then how it became afterwards. So he's showing that although people see Africa as savages and tribal people, it's showing that they actually had a system, a basis of how things worked in our organization, and they didn't really need external influences so that they can thrive. They were doing so before they got there. Anyways, so this leads me to the topic of your final. It will require you to find 2 pieces of artwork created by a non-Western artist and examine how the painters represent their home country, culture, etc. The goal of this assignment is for you to remove this one perspective that you have and actually try to get into the perspective that whatever artist you find has, and so you can understand better what they're trying to represent about their own identity. So you can pass this around.
This is a perfect representation of Africa. Perfect representation of Africa? Well, for my final research paper, I have to...
Time out, aren't you in my class?
No,
Do you sit at the end?
I'm asleep half the time, so I don't know.
Girl, this is why you don't understand. How is this a perfect representation of Africa? Like, can you please elaborate?
Well, when I was growing up, I used to watch Madagascar, and that's a place in Africa, and it's full of animals. So that's all there is to it.
So you're basing an entire culture on a small island off the coast of Africa?
Well, in reality, because I know that's like an animated thing. Well, in reality, there's also like those. Have you ever seen like those commercials about hunger, like in Africa?
Yes.
And those kids like they want you to donate money. Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that
the kids are starving just like this.
So you're trying to say that everybody in Africa is a starving animal?
Well, there's nothing rich to Africa. We're probably their culture as well. I don't see any iPhone 6s like in America. I don't see any.
Are you basing all your ideas on media?
That's what life is today.
Professor Nelson clearly stated that we cannot get our information about the African culture from media because we are interpreting it through Western eyes. We have to step into the shoes of the African people in order to realize the African ways.
That's just your opinion, though.
True, but you don't know their opinion. I think you're stuck in the closed-minded eye. You need to expand. You know, I think, girl, I think you need my friends. I'm gonna call them right now. Hello? Hello? That's our call. It's like a call, you know? We have a code blue! You have to sing it out.
Code blue, what does that mean?
That means ignorance is on the list. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, I'm just saying. You have this sort of...
I would like to see this explanation.
Yes, let me go find them. You stay right here, girl. You don't run away. Don't you run from me. Don't you run. Don't run.
Claire, so what did you decide to do for our final? Are you choosing a literary work or an artwork?
Yeah, I decided to do literary because like I had already read this book.
Oh, really?
So I was like, I have to do it on this. And so, I don't know how you know each other. Did you read this book?
Yeah, I've read it before.
You have? Okay,
Yes,
so
I've
you
read
know
it
how
before.
like they incorporate like natives and how they actually had like a structure and stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. I actually chose to I researched two paintings and they actually like justify the African identity.
Guys.
What's
Girl,
up?
hold on.
Hey.
Did you hear my call?
What
I
color?
got the call.
What's up?
Bro, we got cold blue.
Cold blue.
Cold blue. Not purple and green. Not yellow. Girl, cold blue.
Cold blue.
Cold
I don't know
ignorance.
what
Cold ignorance.
Code ignorance.
Oh,
I know. It has been a long time. I need you guys right now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, man, you're making me.
She thinks this right here is a perfect depiction of Africa.
Why would you think that's a perfect depiction of Africa? Have you not been hearing anything in class?
That's so rude.
So weird.
That is wrong.
It's so
Look
weird.
how funny it looks. It looks just like the starving children there, don't you think? No. It's like, and have you read this book? Like this, you have read it, right?
Somewhat. I read summaries.
Summaries.
Yeah, I don't really get into this class. Not really mine.
Achebe like portrays like the Africans, like how they really do have structure and they have food. Like they have a lot of food. Like, they have hierarchy. And like the men, like they get the
Oh,
most.
I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm sorry. Cold black. I'm sorry.
She's so weird. Like, she has all these codes that nobody knows what she's talking about. What are you saying?
Okay, so yeah. So in Africa, there's actually there's hierarchy, and then in this hierarchy, like there's children, there's women, and they actually work also. But the men, they have their own fields of yams, and every now and then they have these festivals, and they have like, a lot of food. So if you look at these people, like, they're not spawning like this.
See, Claire's right. Often we're just limited to this African, this wrong African evaluation of their identity just because of the way we're influenced by Westerners. See, it's really cool. I've been researching two paintings that really caught my attention because they do justice to African people. One's by Abayami Barber and the other one's by Toyin Alade, and they basically justify the African identity and they oppose and defy everything that you have, like this misconception that you have that they're animals.
Oh wow,
See?
you guys are putting in a lot of effort. I'm gonna have to get together with you guys. You guys should tell me more.
Well, look at her houses. It's like really cool.
Abayami Barber is one of Nigeria's most prominent and influential artists. His formation of the Abayami Barber Art School aims to defy limited evaluations of Africans imposed by Westerners. Barber's images asserts African subject matter and symbols, essential to an expression of African identity. In his African Landscape, created in 1994, Barber incorporates a metaphysical essence to emphasize and create an extension of a traditional African preoccupation constructed primarily on religious forms and values. African Landscape challenges the authentic expectancy of African artworks by solely conveying pastoral imagery. Barber purposely lacks the physical depiction of animals and instead chooses to blend them in with elements of nature. This underscores innovative and creative techniques developed by Africans that are often shadowed by Western misconceptions.
My interpretation of the flight of Okbanji is, the word Okbanji translates to children who come and go and is used in Igbo mythology. Ezinma, Ekwefi's daughter from Things Fall Apart, possesses this spirit. Based on what I learned in Things Fall Apart, I can speculate that the drums in the painting present the heartbeat of the Igbo people when they celebrate the influences of their gods. The torches adjacent to the drums are also part of the ceremony, which help to elucidate the darkness brought by the evil spirit. The wings behind the spirit's back are a faint color, which makes the spirit seem impure. Although the Okbanji is infamous for causing Igbo families grief, it is illuminated in the painting to represent the Igbo's open perspective on entities both good and bad. Unfortunately, this perspective led to their demise. Anyway, this is my interpretation. What is yours?
Oh, so there's more to Africa than just scrawny animals?
Absolutely.
What?
Girl!